Greetings. Even in a large sort of built up area, you can find a little corner of nature, sort of like a Buddha under a Bodhi tree. I think we need to look at that, see what's being shown there. Before we even go into that, just think about this. When you look in the mirror and you see that thing in the mirror that you think is you, it's just the avatar. While you're looking at that, you're seeing a reflection of what you can't see behind you. So if I was looking in the mirror now, I'd see the tree, but I can't actually see it, but it's still there. This realm of duality is very much like that. Remember, there's the mirror in the middle. So the Buddha, it's a bit like the Jacob and Esau story, if you think about it. Generally the depiction is of this sort of rather large, happy smiling, bald man. Big clue there. And the emphasis is always on the belly, which sort of goes against the whole idea of leading a simple life and not having an excess, in his case, a tendency to too much waste, probably from too much waste. See, it's fine if you're a seagull and you've got the constitution, you can drive through and then you can eat as much of this fast food because it goes too fast if you're a seagull, but not if you're a human. It just collects and you become an expanded body instead of an expanded consciousness. It's I shouldn't laugh, but I'm not laughing at anybody. It's clogged up lymphatic glands basically, and the sewage is stacking back and staying in the body, undigested. We got off tangent. Anyway, going back to the Buddha, so big clue, the belly. The bald, non-hairy man, what's it telling you? Don't take it so literally. And the Bodhi tree is also highly important in this as well. The belly is about the breathing. You breathe from the belly, the deep meditative breathing. It's shown as a bald man because it is the inner man. And of course it's not just a man in a physical sense, it's a man or a woman. And then the Bodhi tree, it's the Jacob's ladder, it's the spine, because the place of the sun is in the belly. The breath of God, the breathing, the meditative breathing, the stillness and the calm. It's funny, there's loads more. Yes, it'll come to me in a minute. Ringing in the ears. I've been focusing on that, internalising it. Do you know what I've come to the conclusion? It is a type of a language, but not a language like I'm speaking English. It's a language of energy. It's there, it's everywhere, it's everything and nothing. That's basically the creator, the matrix in this realm. Sorry, I've got a hair. I don't know. Don't know where that's come from. Anyway, so by being content, by just being in the moment. Earlier on, I'm sitting at the entrance of a shopping centre. The sun's shining, I can hear the traffic going by on the main road in the distance. So very quickly that's transmuted, that becomes the sound of the waves, the sun I can draw, and I'm now on a beach, say California. And I've gone off, simultaneously I've drifted off, I've watched Tower Bridge being built in London, the ironwork. And then I went and had a look at Battersea Power Station. 1821 came into the mind for some reason. I'm talking to the stokers who have put the coal in this coal-fired power station and discussing their work conditions and saying, yeah, it's not very good, we need to address this. And so, was it all in the imagination? Did I jump through time? I don't know. And then I came and sat under the Bodhi tree, which I've Now found one to make this video. So yes, the Bodhi tree is your spine that leads up to pineal. So the Buddha, the body that is sitting under that tree, the belly, it's the place of the sun. It's the inner you sitting partway along your spine, where the solar plexus is. Because remember, the tree has got an unseen part to it, and its root system. Its brain is its root ball. It's the upside down man, as Rudolf Steiner will tell you. And you sit under it. You're sitting under the mind. You're sitting. You've had a fall. You've fallen out of here from your conscious mind, and you've gone to your gut feeling, your God feeling, which of course it's then got to fall even further and start at the roots, because you have to build on a solid foundation. Petrified, so it's solid in this reality. So when you've got in that contented state, the world's still there, it's still going on, you just zone out of it, within it. Just neutralise everything. It's like going back into that eye of the storm in the centre of the lighthouse, and then the lighthouse walls fade away and it's neutral. I mean, the system shows you this. Look at the neutral countries: Switzerland, Sweden, Liechtenstein and Luxembourg and so on. Wealthy countries, tiny little principalities, and they're neutral. This is a system, the external, showing you to be neutral. See, when you've got everything neutral up here, in some ways, or in a lot of ways, you're denying that external reality. So you've now neutralised it. Now you can play another part. You can become a fisher of men. And I'm meaning generic man, not definitely men or women. We're talking about the spirit here. So I'm casting out, and I'm visualising spiralling, either a net or a fishing line, hooking in or netting in, casting the nets from the other side, from the unseen. And I'm drawing the people that I can help, using colour cards. So basically, they ask a question in their mind. I don't even know what the question is unless they choose to tell me. Then something guides me to pull a particular card and give them the reading of whatever colour card comes out of that. It's pretty good, and then you get to see, from doing this fishing, you get to find the real pearls in the oyster. When you see their faces lit up, and something has now made sense to them, you've unlocked something within them for them, as it were, or you've allowed them to unlock something within themselves, so they now see things, and consequently they feel different about it, and they express it with the most beautiful smile. And that makes the whole thing just so fulfilling, so worthwhile. And hey, we've even got the sun to come out. This is beautiful today. See, in this reality, it's all about materialism. It is all about solid matter. It's described as gravity. It's not gravity. It's a form of magnetism. And what is it with magnetism? Ken Wheeler said this. Well, the magnet, he's shown this so many times on videos. Go to Theora Apotheosis to see. Get a really good understanding of things. Like the shadow is not a thing, it's an absence of a thing. Same as your reflection in that mirror. That's two-dimensional. It's very shallow, and it has no life of its own. It can't do anything until you make a move. Same as, by extension, the micro to the macro. So you put out this positive onto the neutral that you've created. You create a neutral world around you, because you're not being fired up by emotions. You're staying neutral to all of it. And then you can cast out a positive energy. And that will bring the same energy. It's like a broadcast. You're sending out a frequency of vibration. That saying about attuning, just like a radio, you tune in to a station. Same thing. It's that simple to do, and it's working. I could have not come out today and missed out on this beautiful weather. Yesterday I just too tired. So it's like, no, give the body a chance to rest. It's not just splitting 1/3 of 24 hours. Consider also finding a balance in those 16 hours, because let's face it, the external realm, it's doing an awful lot to keep you very much imbalanced and in fear and in stress and in those fight or flight emotional reactions. And yet you can go into the eye of the storm. You can go to the centre of that lighthouse. You can close the door on it all. Take time out for yourself to go within. It's funny that, isn't it? The way it's said, take time out to go in. It's the duality of this realm. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. With regard to, is this a matrix and so on, there's a hypothetical thing for you. I want you to just run with this. That, okay, assume the Anuna and Anunnaki story is as it was. We were created by one of the Anuna called Enki, the Enlightenment Key. I would think that is expressing. It could even just be allegorical and metaphorical, couldn't it? But let's run that it is real. And these are physical beings. So you've got Enki, who's the creator of humanity, who did the unthinkable. Big clue in that. Did the unthinkable. He didn't think about it. He did the unthinkable. In this realm, it's about committing suicide. It's described as the unthinkable. But what about what you can't fathom, what you can't think? The things that come into your mind's eye. So anyway, the opposite is Enlil, the wicked uncle, basically. If Enki is the creator, he is the father. Enki, by extension, is his half-brother, and therefore is like the wicked uncle that wishes you dead. So just ask yourself this question. Going that story is as told like that, how do you feel about Enki? How do you feel about Enlil? Could it be it's just like a family feud? Is it not about finding the balance, doing the unthinkable, bringing these two back together, getting them to sit round the table? Just an idea. I'm not saying it's true, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm taking the conceptualization of it, the message that's in it. The longing in us, That's the unthinkable. It's an act of mercy, killing the man, the Jesus on the cross, ending the suffering. But, as it also says, in the same book, it tells you about killing that which should not live, that has no right to live. Well, what is that? It's not something from creation, is it? It's something that you and I create, those fears. Those are the things you need to kill. So the mortal man, the outer man, in this external realm that is leading you, in the part that is leading you to chase these material things like sports cars, I don't know. No interest in it, has no magic. I really would not want one at all. Got to win the lottery! Yeah, and then you're going to give me stress, because what am I going to do with a big lottery win, really? I'm serious about this. Yeah, you've got yourself somewhere to live, you've got a roof over your head, you stuff a bit in the bank and live off the interests. If things were to remain as they are now, but what about the rest of it? What can I do with it that is going to be of the maximum benefit to help everybody else? That's going to give me an awful headache. So we don't do the lottery. We're not chasing material wealth, because I've already found the spiritual wealth, and what I can give by the energy I put out, and then those that are meant to find will find. And that recipe you can do for you, and you can be benevolent, and you'll find an inner peace through doing this. The experience is known only to one. You will only experience it by going through it. So metaphorically, don't try this at home. Metaphorically, just take the jump off that cliff. Throw yourself off, let yourself go. You're going to fall anyway from the place of the sun down to the root chakra before you can start ascending. And I'm talking about inside. I'm not talking about the physical, external. But the interaction is with the external as well. And you can flip the script. You can put out a positive into an external that seems very negative. But you've got to neutralise it first. You've got to have a level playing field, a neutral playing field on which to do it. Right, that's 16 minutes we're up to now. I didn't want to talk too long. I'm going to have to play this back, see if it comes out all right with the sound, because obviously got the wind. And, oh, there we go, sirens. I just love the way the material realm will present things that actually do help me. It is amazing. I got no desire to pull it apart and find out how it works, because I can appreciate that it does work. So I'm giving a testimony here. Just find that balance within yourself, and it opens up new doors. I mean, where I often sit, my Bodhi tree is actually a fire exit, but symbolically, metaphorically, it is a door that leads somewhere. It's a doorway out or a doorway in. And the external has not changed one bit in many ways, but how I feel about it definitely has. And that's what counts, because it starts within. Consider also, talking about this this reset, you're thinking only in terms of the macro of a reset. What about the micro of a reset? Ask yourself that. What could that be? What would it be in you? My advice is, if it's shown to you as a red button to press, take that leap of faith and just press it. See what happens. What have you got to lose? In some ways, you can say a lot in a material way. But it's a stripping away of what you didn't actually need. The things that should not exist, the things that we create, the hoarding, the possessiveness, the greed, those things, no. So that's the longiness that I pierce. They don't even got hearts, but you pierce them and you get rid of them and you dissolve them, transmute them, turn them into something positive. You put out onto this neutral and turn it into something beautiful. It does work, it really does work. But don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Put it to the test, as Neville Goddard would say. Test it for yourself. And I can testify that it definitely does work. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I hope that has inspired you or unlocked something in you that you can find that within you, because yes, it really does work. Ta-ta for now.